Principles for the Security of Machine Learning. Alongside traditional cyber attacks, the use of artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, leaves systems vulnerable to new types of attack that exploit underlying information processing algorithms and workflows. All aspects of an AI or ML system's security are potentially vulnerable, and compromises of system confidentiality, integrity, and availability have all been previously observed. Without properly understanding and mitigating these vulnerabilities, system designers can't assure stakeholders and ultimately users that an AI system is safe and secure. Who are they for, and how were they developed? These principles aim to be wide-reaching and applicable to anyone developing, deploying, or operating a system with a machine learning ML component. They are not a comprehensive assurance framework to grade a system or workflow and do not provide a checklist. Instead, they provide context and structure to help scientists, engineers, decision-makers, and risk owners make educated decisions about system design and development processes, helping to assess the specific threats to a system. There is considerable academic research on model strengthening and defenses against adversaries' ML techniques, but in many cases they may be imperfect or untested outside of the research domain. These principles, therefore, focus on pragmatic ways to address ML vulnerabilities. Instead of focusing on a specific system or attack type, these principles have been developed by red teaming, a generic ML workflow, as the diagram on the following page shows. This allows the principles to cover a wide range of systems that are agnostic to data type, model algorithm, or deployment environment. These principles therefore apply to a range of ML algorithms. Please note that we do not cover reinforcement learning, RL, because of its unique development workflow. When undertaking RL development, further security considerations may be necessary, although these principles may provide a foundation. These principles should be considered alongside cybersecurity best practice for conventional software development. Applying the principles. When applying the principles, you should assess the level of risk and consequence of compromise for your specific application, and then apply the principles and corresponding defenses proportionately. The principles are designed to convey the underlying possible threat to the reader. Applying them to a specific context will help you consider risk and mitigation in line with your organization's risk appetite, carried out by suitably qualified and experienced staff in your organization. A useful place to start is to familiarize yourself with attack techniques that exploit the inherent vulnerabilities in ML algorithms and development processes and where they fit into the life cycle outlined below. The security of machine learning is an active area of research, which means an ever-changing threat landscape. However, some attacks specific to ML processes are outlined. Microsoft's blog on failure modes in machine learning and in the MITRE Atlas knowledge base. What do the principles look like? Each of the principles answers 3 questions. 1. Why this principle? A description of the context and motivation for this principle. 2. What are the goals of the principle? Concrete objectives to consider when addressing the principle. 3. How could this principle be implemented? Includes links to guidance and further information. As the ML field is fast-moving, this section is advisory rather than comprehensive. How are they structured? To help users working on specific parts of the process, and since many of the vulnerabilities addressed in the principles appear at specific points, the principles are structured around a typical ML lifecycle. But several themes run through the principles and are applicable throughout the lifecycle. They are: enable your developers, design for security, minimize an adversary's knowledge, secure your supply chain, secure your infrastructure, track your assets, enable your developers.